Spot World, we got breaking NBA news. Pascal Siakam to the Indiana Pacers. Let's see what's going on.
Some big breaking news in the NBA. The Indiana Pacers are acquiring Pascal Siakam from the Toronto Raptors in a 3-team trade with the Pelicans.
So the first things first. This is what I want to ask you guys. Where do you think the Pacers go from here? Have they gotten better? Have they gotten worse? I think it's pretty easy to say. When you add a star-level talent like Siakam, you've gotten better. You traded off Bruce Brown. He was a nice role player, but Siakam, come on, let's go. They're currently 23-17, 6th place in the East. Does this put them in top 4 contention?
The Raptors received Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, and 3 first-round picks from Indiana, as
3
well as
first-rounders
from the Pelicans. Now, Siakam, who is in the final year of his current deal, is a 2-time All-Star, former NBA champ who is averaging 22 points per game this season.
And we know he wants to get paid.
Welcome in our NBA insider Bill Ryder to talk about this big breaking news in the NBA. Pascal Siakam, former NBA champ, 2-time All-Star, heading to the Indiana Pacers. Bill, is this something that you were expecting, or were you completely shocked by this news?
So we knew over the last maybe 12-24 hours from reports that this was possible, but I do think it's a pleasant surprise for the Pacers, and it obviously indicates.
I think this is very surprising. I knew Siakam was on the trade block, but I didn't know where he was going to end up. A lot of people were saying he was going to end up in Golden State.
What other folks around in other front offices around the NBA had heard that this organization, the Pacers, believe they have some kind of a window, an opportunity to be relevant, that their run
That's
to
true.
that play-in-season tournament, I should say, final against the Lakers wasn't a fluke, and the fact that Tyrese Halliburton's injury is not going to be the kind that we thought initially when he got carried off, that's going to sideline him for the whole season, means they felt like they were in a position to go for it, to be bold, to try to land a star player.
When is Halliburton due to come back?
So, Bill, we were talking a little bit about this off camera. It's a high price there, so there is a debate whether the Pacers are actually a contender. Right now, they're 23-17, 6th in the East. Does this solidify them with Tyrese Halliburton as a sure contender in the East and maybe to go all the way, in your opinion? How much of a boost is this for the Pacers?
All the way is crazy.
Yeah, you said it. This is not a universal perspective.
It's not all the way.
There's some debate about it before it happened with the anticipation it might.
Are they better than the Knicks right now? No.
I think that they're enough of a contender that makes sense to go for this. And I'm not taking a shot at Indianapolis. I'm from Iowa. I'm from a small town. But some markets are bigger than others. In some markets, it's easier to attract talent than others. And any GM will tell you it is easier to be the general manager in general terms in a vacuum in Los Angeles or New York or Chicago than it might be in Oklahoma City or Indianapolis. And so if you see a little bit of daylight, you think you have a chance, you go for it. And this is a team, this organization that look at the Eastern Conference, and that's not to say they don't respect
Siakam, a top 5 Raptor scorer.
Vulnerabilities in other places. They are obviously very high.
That says a lot.
Halliburton brings to the team. They have a very young, talented team.
Those are great names.
Those guys a lot of money. There's cap space. So yes, I think
most improved NBA champion, made all NBA teams.
Surprise. Even the Raptors,
2-time All-Star. He's a star.
He knows this story. When they won that NBA championship, very few people saw that coming, and they brought in Kawhi Leonard to kind of try to make that push. Very few thought it was going to be successful. I think there is a window. Is it to be NBA champions this year? Probably not. But is there a world where things go the right way and they make a nice little run in the postseason and are a catalyst for this team and this organization? Yeah, I think
agree.
The second round, or if everything goes perfectly,
I agree.
Even the conference finals is within the realm of what's possible.
Conference finals?
He's in the final year of his contract, spent 8 seasons in Toronto. Do you think this means potentially he's going to be there in Indiana long-term, a 1-year deal? How do you see it playing out?
This is the question right here. And I think he does one of those 2 years with the option type deals. He wants a max contract, though. Will Indy give him that max contract?
So this is the most interesting thing to me because when the reports came out yesterday that the Pacers might acquire Siakam, I called several folks, and what the information that came back was skepticism, in part because Siakam and really the people that represent Siakam had made it very clear. He's not signing an extension. He's not going to do it. If you bring him in, he's a rental. So maybe if the price gets driven down near the trade deadline and it's a team that, unlike the Pacers, are championship contenders, maybe somebody would have gone for it. This certainly indicates to me, Jacqueline, that the Pacers have already been told or believe they can sign him to a long-term deal. And it's a little surprising because, again, this is not the market that guys tend to target. But maybe they've sold Siakam on the idea that we've got a plan that obviously Halliburton
and coming.
They do have a lot of money. I mean, they have the space to pay this guy, the max that they're able to do. So the short answer is I hope so, because that's a lot to give up for a rental for the Pacers. And so I have to imagine, yes, despite this going against everything that Siakam, I'm told that the message he put out across the NBA must be open to very much so the idea of staying there long term, because this is not what you give away, especially for this organization.
That's facts. That's facts.
All right, Bill Ryder joining us.
There got to be something going on there.
HQ as we were following that breaking news out of the NBA. Pascal Siakam going from Toronto to the Indiana Pacers. Thanks so much, Bill. We appreciate it. And of course, Pascal Siakam spending 8 seasons with Toronto from 2016 to 2024. He is now heading to Indiana.
8 seasons, a top 5 franchise scorer. That says a lot.
2-time NBA All-Star. The list goes on and on. The 5th most games played
in
franchise history for the Raptors. Now heading to Indiana.
He's a baller. Indy just got a baller. All right, straight like that. Let me know your thoughts on the trade in the comments below. Hit that like if you here, a sub if you new. Trying to hit 1,500 subs this month. Please help me out if you can. See you next video.